Chapter 5, First Fast. Gandhi would have remained to assist the sharecroppers of Champaran in getting schools, health service, etc., but unrest among textile workers brought him back to Ahmedabad. The mill hands of Ahmedabad were underpaid and overworked. They wanted more money and better conditions. Their case, Gandhi said, was strong. Gandhi was a close friend of Ambala Sarabhai, the biggest textile manufacturer of Ahmedabad. Sarabhai was the leader of the mill owners. Having studied the problem, Gandhi urged the factory owners to arbitrate the dispute. They rejected arbitration. Gandhi accordingly advised the workmen to go on strike. They followed his advice. Gandhi directed a strike. He was helped actively by Anasuya, sister of Ambala Sarabhai. Gandhi had exacted a solemn pledge from the workmen not to return to work until the employers accepted labor's demands or agreed to arbitration. Every day Gandhi met the strikers under a spreading banyan tree by the banks of the Sabarmati. Thousands came to hear him. He exhorted them to be peaceful and to abide by the pledge. From these meetings, they marched off into town carrying banners which read, "Ektek, keep the pledge." Meanwhile, Gandhi remained in touch with the employers. Would they submit to arbitration? They again refused. The strike dragged on. The strikers began to weaken. Attendance at meetings dropped, and when Gandhi asked them, as he did each day, to reaffirm the pledge, their reply sounded less resolute. Scabs had been working in some of the mills. Gandhi feared violence. He was also afraid that, pledges notwithstanding, the workers might return to the mills. To Gandhi it was inconceivable that they should return. Was it pride, he asked, or was it my love of the laborers and my passionate regard for truth that was at the back of this feeling? Who can say? Whatever the feeling, it overpowered Gandhi, and one morning, at the regular strikers' open-air assembly under the banyan branches, he declared that if they did not continue the strike until they won tea, will not touch any food. He had not intended announcing the fast. The words just came to him spontaneously without previous thought. He was as surprised as his listeners. Many of them cried. Anasuya Sarabhai was beside herself with grief. "We will fast with you," some workers exclaimed. "No," said Gandhi, "they need merely stay out on strike." As for himself, he would eat nothing until the strike was settled. Gandhi had fasted before for religious and personal reasons. This was his first fast in a public cause. On the first day of the fast, Anasuya and several strike leaders fasted too. But Gandhi persuaded them to desist and look after the workmen. With the assistance of Vallabhbhai Patel, a prosperous Ahmedabad lawyer, and others, temporary employment was found for some workers. A number of them helped to erect new buildings at Gandhi's Sabarmati ashram. Gandhi saw the dilemma in which the fast placed him. The fast was designed to keep the workers loyal to their pledge. But it constituted pressure on the mill owners. Ambala Sarabhai was a devoted follower of the Mahatma, and so was Ambala's wife, Sarla Devi. She, Gandhi wrote, was attached to me with the affection of a blood sister. Gandhi told the mill owners who called on him that they must not be influenced by his fast. It was not directed against them. He said he was a striker and strikers' representative and should be treated as such. But to them he was Mahatma Gandhi. 3 days after the fast commenced, the mill owners accepted arbitration, and the strike, which had lasted 21 days, was called off. Gandhi thought he fasted to steady the strikers. The failure of the strike would cow these and other workers, and he disliked cowards. His sympathies were with the poor and downtrodden in whom he wished to arouse a dignified, peaceful protest. Yet he probably would have fasted against the workers had they opposed arbitration. The principle of arbitration is essential to Gandhi's philosophy. It eliminates violence and the compulsion which may be present even in peaceful struggles. It teaches people tolerance and conciliation. Gandhi fasted not for anybody or against anybody, but for a creative idea. Fasting for the sake of personal gain is nothing short of intimidation, Gandhi affirmed. Gandhi obviously had nothing personal to gain from the Ahmedabad fast. The employers knew that. Yet they were probably intimidated by it. They did not want to be the cause of Gandhi's death. But if it had been the governor of Bombay who was fasting, they might have said, "Let him die." "I fasted to reform those who loved me," Gandhi said on a subsequent occasion, and he added, "You cannot fast against a tyrant." The mill owners were intimidated because they had a deep affection for Gandhi, and when they saw his selfless sacrifice they may have felt ashamed of their own selfishness. A fast for personal benefit would not arouse such emotions. "I can fast against my father to cure him of a vice," Gandhi explained, "but I may not in order to get from him an inheritance." Gandhi fasted not so much to raise wages as to cure the employers of their unwarranted objection to a system of arbitration which would promote peace in the textile industry. The fast, in fact, brought into being a system of arbitration which survives to this day. On a visit to Ahmedabad in 1948, I found the capitalists and trade unions convinced of its efficacy. Gandhi had participated in its work as permanent member of the panel of arbitrators. In September 1936, for instance, the Mill Owners Association of Ahmedabad asked the Textile Labor Association to accept a 20% cut in wages. Labor refused, and the case went to arbitration. The employers appointed an owner named Castor Bilachbai as their representative, and Labor appointed Mahatma Gandhi. The impartial umpire chairman was Sir Govindra Madgavkar. The mill owners submitted that their plants, employing approximately 80,000 hands, were suffering from foreign competition and the world economic depression and could not afford to pay existing rates. Having studied the industry's books and other pertinent data, Gandhi affirmed that no cut should be made till the mills have ceased to make any profit and are obliged to fall back upon their capital for continuing the industry. There should be no cut till the wages have reached the level adequate for maintenance. It is possible to conceive a time when the workmen have begun to regard the industry as if it were their own property, and they would then be prepared to help it out of a crisis by taking the barest maintenance consisting of a dry crust and working night and day. That would be a voluntary arrangement. Such cases are irrelevant to the present consideration. Moreover, Gandhi wrote, "It is vital to the well-being of the industry that workmen should be regarded as equals with the shareholders, and that they have therefore every right to possess an accurate knowledge of the transactions of the mills." Finally, Gandhi suggested a register of all mill hands acceptable to both parties. 5. after which the custom of taking labor through any agency other than the Textile Labor Association should be stopped. 5. This approximates to the modern, Western concept of the closed shop. The impartial chairman agreed with Gandhi and ruled against the wage reduction which, accordingly, was not allowed.